right now, 5-star rewind. Let's go, T.
Time to buckle in.
Hey, baby, let's go out there like a bunch of crazy dogs. Have some fun.
It's time for 5-star rewind.
Hello?
Tiki and Tierney's top 5 games from this past weekend.
I'm just about that action, boss.
Here we come. It's a man's game now.
Not last night, you were. We start in Seattle, Sunday night stage, and the Hogs D absolutely gashed.
Shotgun for Palmer. Here come the Seahawks. It's a handoff, left side Ellington, and Ellington's got the first down to the 45-40. Stays in bounds to the 30. He's at the 20. He's at the 10. He's into the end zone. Touchdown! Andre Ellington seals the deal in Seattle.
That's how it sounded. Tiki inside of 2 minutes. Ellington, bust and lose. Dave Pash on the Cardinals radio network. So there it is. Arizona, big win. Put up a lot of points. 7-2 on the year. Seattle 4-5.
Do you know this wide receiver's name? You probably don't. His name is Britton Golden. He's from West Texas A&M. He has 0 catches on the season and will be 0 impact. But you know what he does that is emblematic of what Bruce Arians teaches? He blocks down the field. On that long run by Andre Ellington, there was a safety or a corner who was right there to make the tackle, but it was getting hemmed up by Britton Golden. And Andre Ellington goes 48 yards. This is a huge, huge win for the Arizona Cardinals. As we said earlier in the show, 39 minutes to 21 time of possession, and the big plays by Michael Floyd and the aforementioned Andre Ellington. That was the difference. At 7-2, the Arizona Cardinals next play the Bengals. That's the real test of this Arizona Cardinals squad.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. Meanwhile, Seattle hosting the Niners. You would imagine a chance to get healthy. Carson Palmer, 29 for 48, 363, 3 touchdowns, and very much in the real MVP conversation. Meanwhile, in New Jersey, another crazy, epic finish for this rivalry, but this time a little revision to the script.
Brady 1st and 10 from his own 20. He's back to throw. Deep ball down the middle. Intercepted. No, incomplete.
Psych.
It was dropped by Collins. It was right in his hands, and he dropped it.
Oh, boy, that could have sealed the deal there. Collins is down. He must have fell on the football.
I'll tell you what. If Collins just gets out of the way, Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie's going to get the pick.
As always, Bob Papa and Carl Banks on top of it. Cromartie was waiting there, but of course the rookie. Listen, you teach us, go and find the football. Maybe prematurely jumped or mistimed his jump, but the Giants with a heartbreaker now 5-5 on the year. And the Pats still humming, even with Edelman's injury. A perfect 9 up and none down.
Yeah, Julian Edelman has a broken bone in his foot, so he could be out for the next 4 to 6 weeks. Maybe ends the season, maybe not. The interesting thing in this game for the Giants is that they had every opportunity to win. We talked about the Landon Collins dropped interception, Odell Beckham Jr., who only had 17 yards after the 87-yard touchdown on the first series for the New York Giants, also had a big job. But at the end of the day, though, this New England team find ways to win games. And if you give them any window, like the Giants did by leaving 1 minute and 47 seconds on the clock and only needing a field goal to win, they will take advantage of it. Stephen Gostkowski is now the all-time leader in Pats history, kicking field goals. Awesome, awesome team this Patriots team is. We'll see how they deal with these injuries, though.
Yeah, he's muddy. By the way, that before the field goal, that was a nice hold on what was a pretty high snap.
Yeah.
Go and pluck it out of midair. Eli in the loss, 24 for 44, 361, couple of touchdowns. Giants going to a bye. That's a tough way to enter the off week. The Pats Monday night coming up, not tonight, but a week from tonight. Rex's Bills, who just beat the Jets and have a little life in the AFC themselves. All right, we move on. In Denver, once again, the aging legend, bloody battered, and now we probably know why.
Manning facing a 4-man rush. Steps and throws. Pass is going to be intercepted. Intercepted inside the 25-yard line and forced out of bounds. That's Josh Mauga, the 6-year linebacker out of Nevada. He tried to get Demaryius Thomas on a crossing route and just didn't get enough air on it.
And it's upsetting to see Peyton Manning jog to the sideline with his head looking down on the ground. You're right. He tried to get it to Demaryius, but he threw it right to Malga, who was just standing there in zone coverage.
Never fun seeing legends limp to the finish line, but Peyton at this point, he's probably more crawling. A limp would represent progress. He was just off. Dave Logan, Ed McCaffrey, whose son, by the way, had a nice game again for Stanford. the running back Broncos radio network. 29-13, Kansas City. I mean, they pitched a shutout in the first half and Peyton to the bench, and maybe for good.
BT, I think I could have had this stat line. 5 for 20, 35 yards, and 4 interceptions. What's the big deal with Denver Broncos and Peyton Manning? Well, he doesn't have the deep ball anymore, so safeties and corners, they can just squat. He's not throwing it over their head anymore. And when you squat on Peyton Manning, he'll tend to throw you an interception. Listen to this drive chart before Brock Osweiler finally came in and scored a touchdown. Interception, punt, interception, punt, interception, punt, interception, punt, interception.
Wow.
And then touchdown after Peyton Manning got pulled. This Denver Broncos team's in trouble. If DeMarcus Ware and Aqib Talib aren't in the game for this defense, then teams can take advantage of them a little bit. God, I don't want to say I don't trust the Broncos, but right now I don't know if I do.
No, how can you? I'm with you. I don't trust them at all. Denver now 7-2 on the season, radically different feel. And, of course, we'll discuss the injury with Troy Rink, who's going to join us from the Denver Post coming up in about 15 minutes here on Tiki and Tierney. Kansas City, not pretty, but they're 4-5, and, yeah, they're kind of in the mix in the AFC. Moving on, the Black Hole, Adrian Peterson with a big message for Raider Nation, and it kind of goes like this: not yet.
Peterson, the tailback, 3 tight ends to the right. Final play up until the 2-minute warning. Handoff, Adrian scoots through at the 25 to the 30. And is loose! Adrian inside the 50 to the 40.
Man.
No flags on the play. Touchdown, Vikings! An 80-yard touchdown run by Adrian Peterson.
Oh, jeez. Boy, you know what? I like that. Enthusiasm, good. That's good. Hey, loose! Paul, give us one. Come on, give us a nice call there, T. Go ahead.
Adrian
loose!
Gets loose on the play. That would be an 80-yard touchdown.
Adrian Peterson in a bit of a hurry, crosses midfield. Paul Allen, Vikes Radio Network. And this one was a very impressive performance. 30-14. The Vikings take it. Minnesota 7-2. By the way, they jump over the Packers, now in front in the NFC North.
Yes, they jump over the Packers. And guess who they play next week? The Green Bay Packers. So we'll find out head-to-head whether or not the Vikings are for real and truly in control of the NFC North. And Adrian Peterson, 26 carries, 203 yards, 1 touchdown, that 80-yarder we just saw. That 200-yard game put him in first place, tied with O.J. Simpson for most 200-yard games. And currently, yours truly sits second, well, kind of third, with 5 200-yard games. Good job, Adrian Peterson.
Great job. You got to feed me so I can say that about you. You're a humble guy. Would have propped it up more, man.
It's all good.
You reside on a nice spot on that list.
You look at the stats for Teddy Bridgewater and you say, it's 14, 22, 140 yards and a touchdown. But you know what? 7-2 and a chance to win the division. I'm taking it.
Looking good. Raiders 4-5. They go to Ford Field to take on the Lions. And speaking of, finally in Lambeau, cue up a little Nirvana, a little CNC Music Factory. Hashtag 1991.
Crosby's ready. Here we go. Snap, spot, kick on the way. It's no good. It's no good. It's no good. And it's over. The Lions have won it for the first time since 1991 in a season that has been so disappointing. They come to Green Bay and post an improbable victory. 18-16 over the Packers. It wasn't easy. They had to hang on, and they finally get it done. Unbelievable.
Well, that's what 25 years of exercising futility sounds like. Nice call, Dan Miller, Lions Radio Network. They win it, and it wasn't easy because they had the onside kick go through Megatron's hands, but you win by a deuce, and the Packers, they're the real story here.
Yeah,
they don't look good.
They're not getting it done. They can't run the ball like they used to with Eddie Lacy banged up, and James Starks now starting over as the leading rusher there. Devontae Adams, Randall Cobb, they're good players, but they are not Jordy Nelson. They can't stretch the field, and I think what we found, the book on them, is they can't get off the line of scrimmage. So you jam them a little bit, it disrupts Aaron Rodgers and leads this team to give up a lot of sacks. They had an opportunity at the end, but they couldn't get it done. Matthew Stafford and the Detroit Lions ultimately win this one, and Green Bay's got to prove themselves next week against the division-leading Minnesota Vikings.
No, it's going to be good. Two teams, at least right now, seemingly going in different directions. 855-212-4227.
By the way, Victor Cruz, just uninterrupted on Bleacher Report, says, I'm having season-ending calf surgery. We all knew it was coming, though.
Calf surgery?
Calf surgery. This has to do with his patella. I told you this from week 1.
Oof.